Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Straight Talk for the Soul series. I'm Carrie Murphy, your host and the creator of this global broadcasting community. Welcome to our listening family, and thank you for the gift of your time and presence today. If you haven't subscribed to this show, it is free, and you'll get news about upcoming shows, replays from all of our calls, and lots of free gifts by going to straighttalkforthesoul.com, and you can also find us on iTunes, on YouTube, and please join our Facebook group as well. And forward our emails or share our links or anything with your loved ones. It's wonderful to walk hand in hand and heart to heart with so many of you from around the world, and I love experiencing this journey of expansion and healing and exploration and fun and liberation and ascension with all of you. And I'm very grateful that you're here today. I encourage you to breathe, slow down, place your hand on your heart, relax, set an intention for what you want to experience here with us today. It could be joy, it could be healing, it could be expanded awareness, empowerment, love, peace, or a combination of all of that. Just give yourself the gift of opening your heart and receiving all of the insights that your soul intends for you to hear and receive today, and we welcome your feedback. So rate and comment on the show on iTunes, and if you're listening to this live with us today, you're always welcome to send in your questions and comments on the webcast Q&A box. You can find all of these links at straighttalkforthesoul.com if you don't have them already. We want to know how you're feeling during these calls, so don't hesitate to let us know. Now, today my co-creative partner is Janet Doar. We're going to be presenting the essential energy tools for the high vibe tribe, which is all of you. Can energetic interference be the reason that you have not yet healed? Could a program in your matrix be depleting your energy? Well, this program will be removed during the show today. If you're ready to step into your mastery and empower yourself with the skills of a master healer, then you're in the right place at the right time. We're going to do some fun stuff today, lots of healing. And if you called in by phone, press *2 to raise your hand to be considered later as we open up the lines. Callers will receive live medical intuitive help. So I'm very excited about that. We love to help people here on the show. So if you have a health concern or a health issue, we'll just need your first name and a question. We're going to take some live callers, and I may go to some written questions from the webcast. I just know we get many, many callers and many, many people on the webcast, so if we don't get to your question, just know that you will be addressed in the collective energy here. And now let me tell you about Janet. Janet Doar is a medical intuitive. She's an energy healer. Janet's gifts enable her to uncover the root cause of a health issue, receive the message, and then transmute the underlying energy. Janet uses her multidimensional awareness and her gifts of clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, and claircognizance to receive information from her clients' physical, emotional, mental, and energetic bodies. Janet is also, she's shown sources of discordant energies and any energetic interference, and she works with the divine beings to dismantle or remove non-beneficial energies. She also receives downloads of the foods or the nutrients and other supports for the physical body to accelerate your return to vitality. And Janet's clients appreciate her masterful energy work along with her presence, which radiates deep compassion along with a wonderful sense of humor, which you guys know I appreciate very much. So I'm very grateful she's with us today. Please join me in extending waves and waves of love and light and appreciation to Janet as I welcome her to the show. Janet, I am very happy you're here. Welcome. Janet, can you hear me? Let's see. There you are. Okay, I see you. There you are.
So with all of our fun with technology right before the call,
yes,
I clicked on the mute button to keep myself nicely quiet while you're doing your thing, and then it would not allow me to unmute myself, so I had to raise my hand.
Right, I saw you.
Yeah. So I'm so excited to be here. Thank you to all of you who are listening live or will listen to the replay. And what just happened here is a lovely example of what happens in life, which is that we think we're all going with the flow, everything's set, and then boom, something happens. And so I wasn't going to be able to be heard by Carrie. I knew that. And so I just said, so what else is possible? And I saw this raise hand thing. So I thought, well, maybe she'll call on me.
I figured it out. I could feel you. I was like, well, I know she's here. We'll get it worked out. And you're so right. It's funny, even when you think you're in the flow, you get little surprises and that challenge you to remain in the flow. And we did. And we have so many people joining us, Janet. Excited about that. We have so many hands up already, and lots of people joining us. So this is your first time on the show, so welcome, welcome, welcome. Excited to highlight your abilities because, Janet, I have received a lot of wonderful feedback from people who speak very, very highly of you and your gifts. So
thank you. Well,
yeah.
I'm very grateful that my soul got my attention about 6 years ago and asked me to remember what I came to do here on the planet at this time. And then I was guided step by step through very difficult things. I'll, call it my dark night of the soul, and unpacking and unloading a lot of stuff from my field. But once I got my field clear, then I was able to hear clearly and see clearly and unpack my gifts. So now that I've come to know more about myself and have a better understanding of the master that I am, I'm able to bring that mastery through. And it's great fun. And I really love working with my clients and being able to help so many people at this very pivotal time on the planet.
Right. Well, what a wonderful gift and example, because I think a lot of people listening are so gifted who listen to a show like this, the people that are in this community. And sometimes they write in and they want to know how can they really share more of that with more people. And I think what you said is really interesting. I think there are a lot of blocks sometimes, energetic blocks, that can prevent a lot of the clarity of those gifts from coming through. So let's talk about your journey a bit, and because you had health challenges of your own. Was that the impetus or the catalyst that led you into this?
Yeah, I think so. I was, just for everyone listening, I was on a fairly traditional path. I didn't have any spiritual practice. I raised in the Methodist church, but abandoned it when I didn't like the vibe. It didn't resonate with me. It didn't seem true. And so I went off and started a business and was doing business consulting and management consulting, and then went on a career path through 25 years or so in corporate life as a very senior leader, creating change in organizations. So that was very traditional. I was using my left brain. I wasn't really aware of a whole lot of right brain stuff. I didn't feel that I was particularly intuitive per se, but I was highly perceptive. I could read people that I was working with and sense, therefore, how to better create a change with them or get them engaged with me, or solve a management problem using that perceptiveness. Now I better understand what I was doing than I had less conscious awareness of at the time. And then I was last in a situation where I was reporting to the CFO of a major high-tech company, publicly traded, huge corporation, with 22 people reporting to me, and there were some changes at work. And it was sort of like, I don't feel engaged here. I don't feel challenged here. And some changes happened, and I thought, this isn't where I'm supposed to be. We need to shift this. And so I said, hey, this isn't working for me. Can we change some things? Didn't find a solution. I couldn't find one. And if I couldn't find one, I knew my CFO couldn't either. And so that was my exit stage left. That was what happened there. But shortly before that, what had happened is my hips completely fell apart. I developed severe osteoarthritis at about age 52, and I was in incredible pain all the time and was barely able to walk anymore. And I got one hip replaced at the age of 54, which is like crazy young to be getting a hip replacement. And they had told me from the x-ray the second one was bone on bone also. And so I was at the point of saying, well, I guess I'm getting that one too. But then I left the corporation. And that gave me a chance to go, well, okay, this gives me a beautiful opportunity to improve my health. And I started getting quiet and eating more colors of the rainbow in my diet and changed a lot of things. And that was where I started remembering my centeredness, my connection to something bigger than me. And through that whole process of getting quiet, then I'd go into the kitchen and I'd get quiet and I'd see the foods I was to eat. And I thought, well, that's clear, cashews and cranberries. Okay, that's what I'll eat, and all of that. And then it opened up so that I noticed that when I was with other people, I started getting information from them. I had no idea where this was going. I was still very unaware of my soul's intention. But I started playing with it, and people were delighted to receive my insights. And so I played and played more, and the more I played, the deeper my gifts became. And then the mastery came in. And I would say I've been embodying more of my mastery for about the last 2 years. But I still sense that is still only a portion, a portion of what's possible, given our mastery is so huge. Absolutely.
So what do you, how have you been able to interpret the health challenges that you had? I mean, do you see them as energetic blocks that, they originated as energetic blocks, or how do you interpret what happened with you now that you know what you know?
Yeah, thank you, Carrie. I unpack so much. I needed a complete overhaul in my diet on the physical level. So that included getting wheat, dairy, beef, inflammatory foods out of my diet, and so forth and so on. I'm sorry. Just close this down because my computer is beeping and creating music for us.
Mine was doing something weird too, Janet. I had to. Did you hear mine doing the same thing?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
So on the physical level, wheat, dairy, all that stuff we were all told to eat, milk and yogurt, and none of that was serving me. It was all creating rampant inflammation in my body. So I was guided because along the path, I got this, we have a magic lantern. And we have more than 1, 2, and 3 wishes. We have actually an unlimited amount of wishes. And so as I tuned into that, I started saying, okay, I choose to heal this because I remembered we can heal ourselves. And so then I started saying, well, what would solve this? And what would it take for that to show up? And I just got into this very playful field of ask and you shall receive, and was guided to thing after thing. I went to yoga and I asked my body to tell me what messages it had for me. And in that, boy, I unloaded a whole bunch of nuts.
It had a lot to say.
Oh yeah. The hips, so much not feeling supported. And even though you might say, well, I have a great life and things in my life had progressed reasonably well, I was able to build and, ended up with a great career and so forth. But deep down inside, it was like, I'm having to do this all alone, all by myself. And it felt so heavy. So releasing, and I can tell that's resonating with a lot of people because I just felt a whole wave of sadness come up. So for all those of you who just resonated with that,
doing it alone was what stuck out for me.
Yeah, that I'm not supported. I'm here doing this all by my lonesome. I pray and my requests don't seem to be answered, those kinds of feelings. So anybody who's feeling a little bit of that right now, just allow yourself to feel it, and we'll just lift that up and out of your being. And you'll notice now it's coming up through your throat. Your throat may feel a little thick. So just dip your chin ever so slightly and open your mouth. The mouth is a portal for energy. And when we let our chin just fall down just a little bit, get our jaw soft, open our mouth a little bit, then that energy that we just released that wants to move, the sadness in the heart, can just come up and out and flow out of our mouth. So everyone just breathe with that. There we go. So this is what I uncovered, was all of my stuff. And in my releasing it and clearing my field, then I was no longer a sponge for everybody else's stuff. So I wasn't just feeling my own not feeling supported. I was feeling everyone's, this empathic sponge that many of you are saying, oh gosh, I'm an empath. That's a curse. Well, it's actually not. So just
it's
so we're clear on that, it's a gift.
Mm-hmm.
But until we learn how to work with it, it can be a little much, because if your field is wide open and you've really opened up your empathic abilities to feel, sense, see, hear, know other people's stuff, it gets really noisy. and emotionally, it can feel quite overwhelming. Mm-hmm. So that's part of, in the special offer, part of the course I'm going to teach, one small section of it, to help people be able to know that to be able to perceive other people's stuff is a tremendous gift. It's a gift clearly I use, or I wouldn't have, just noticed what was going on out there in the listeners. Mm-hmm. But I don't have to walk around all day feeling wide open and go off feeling great to the grocery store and run out in tears, because I've just sopped up so much of everybody else's sadness and grief that I'm confused about what's me and what's them. Mm-hmm. So it is really important that we learn how to get in our own energy field, spin it up, light it up, get it clean, pure, and full of the highest light. And then when we need to use our empathic gifts, or when we choose to, or when Spirit guides us to, use them, but then go, oh, what have I learned? Okay, is there something I can do to be helpful? Yes, no, maybe so. Take that action and then clear that out of your field again and go back to your quiet, centered place from which you can actually hear yourself and your spirit guide you. If it's so noisy and we have so many other people's energies in our field, it's really hard for people to get the guidance that they're seeking.
Yes, and I want to remind people that you're going to be doing a clearing later on in the show for everybody, that's really going to help people if they're feeling depleted in any way or drained for the very reasons that you just mentioned. So everybody stay tuned for that. We're going to do that a little bit later. Janet, so as you have refined your abilities, and now you're clearly very skilled at being able to, as a medical medium, you can, when you tune into someone, Janet, are you able to see what's going on in their body, or do you hear it, or what happens when you tune in?
Yeah, almost all of the above. What I often get first is clairsentience, a feeling in my body, because we are truly one. And when I'm doing a session, I am my client. I am them. So it's like I sense everything going on in their field. So Spirit often will give me clairsentiently, I'll feel heaviness in the heart, or I'll feel fear in the rib cage. So I'll feel the densest, most heavy energies where it is in the body. Mm-hmm. And then I get a claircognizant, which is a sudden download of what's it about. Mm-hmm. And then I'm able to start moving the energy quickly and release waves of energy. So whatever is the main root of what's going on, or whatever would best serve my client immediately, is typically what Spirit in my body will show me first. so we can make some good headway. And then when my client speaks about, you know, so I'll say, okay, so what's going on? What do you want to focus on? And they'll tell me about something. Well, then I get a download so fast. It is speed of light, where I may get, oh, this is ancestral. This is past life. If it's past life, I may see the life or a series of lives. And so usually we work with the energy first, clear out the ancestral energy, clear out, it can be anything. It can be oaths, vows, contracts, can be entities, can be interference energies. Typically, if there's interference energies, we often work on that early in the session, because then we're able, both of us, to hear ourselves.
Then there's no interference or less interference.
Right. Like to get a clearer field.
Sure.
As a place from which to work. Excuse me, I'm going to have a sip of water.
Yeah, you go ahead. So it sounds like, I'll let you drink some water. You help people identify where some of these interferences or blocks are coming from, and then yeah, I'm feeling that too in my throat. There must be some collective stuff.
Just so we know that's all out there in the field. And because I do feel other people's stuff, sometimes it's me clearing it for you by coughing or, you know, coughing or whatever.
I felt it too. Yes. And we have a very full call today, and so there's a lot of energy. And before we, and I know I'm feeling really, really strongly that we're going to take a lot of callers. I really want to help a lot of people today. Before we do that, Janet, I want to clarify, since you weren't really into the spiritual realm for a while. When you started doing this work, and say in the last few years, do you have this divine support system with this work that you're doing, or how did that part evolve for you?
Well, one early in the process, I was in a Facebook group of people who were on the spiritual path, and I was playing and with my gifts, and I offered to tune in. So I said, if you'd like me to do a mini reading, just say yes, and I'll tune in. So I had 3 or 4 people, outstanding requests. And it was 11 at night, and I said to my husband, I want to get quiet. And so I was in the living room, and at that point, I really needed to get quiet and centered before I could do my work. Now it's just, I'm always quiet and centered, so it happens very rapidly. But as I got quiet and I was like raising my frequency and clearing, I heard, let us help you. And I went, whoa. And I sensed these 3, massive beings in the room with me. And I said, who's here? And Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, and Archangel Gabriel came forward. And they said, we would be honored to help you with all your readings if you would like our assistance. And
yes, please.
Yes, please. But of course, that was my first ever, in this timeline, contact with any being on the other side. And that unleashed in me this whole wave of unworthiness. Oh my God, me? Like angels? Holy moly. And I went through so I said yes. And of course, the readings, were easier, because in the presence of these great beings, I didn't have to work as hard to raise my frequency. They set a field around me. And then, I got all kinds of help. And as time went on, so I did invoke them. I didn't have to, because I'd said yes, all of my readings, please show up. Then they were always with me. But then other beings would start showing up, and I kind of get quiet and tune in, and I go, oh, well, who's this? Oh, Kuan Yin's arrived. And so then I'd say, Kuan Yin just came in and worked with the client. And they would go, oh my gosh, Kuan Yin's my person. I try to, I've got a little altar, I've got a statue. So the perfect being would show up to also help the person see that their prayers are being heard, they are being acknowledged, and it'd be Raphael. Or one time I said, I'm not really familiar with all the Indian deities. But I said, I'm seeing this being with like many heads. And my client just went, oh my gosh, that's Krishna. And she just was so humbled. Again, the unworthiness comes up in our fields. And I said, well, he says he wants to work with you. Well, that just brought out an immediate burst of tears as that unworthiness flows. She says the top God wants to work with me. Oh, So it's a journey. So I now have a council of 12 beings that work with me all the time and guide me and are like my coaching squad and direct me to things when I say I'd like some guidance. Like for this program, I asked, how can I be of greatest service to your tribe? And this was the download that I got. But there are many other beings who will show up as needed. So yeah, it's great fun. Yeah.
And I'm glad I asked you that, and I think that's wonderful. And I would imagine in your readings, it is beautiful validation for the client to have a being come in that they regularly call upon or pray to, or and then it's a wonderful validation that they are being heard. Yeah. And I think that's beautiful. And I want to briefly mention, you have created something beautiful. And before we take some callers, you have created 2 offers where the first one is energy tools, and for people to be able to work with these tools on their own, and then the second offer is that plus a private session with you, and we'll talk more about that later. But I want to let people know that that's an option and an opportunity for them to look into. But I'm really being called to take callers, because I would say half of our listening audience that have called in, half the hands are up, and so there are hundreds on the line, and so you can imagine how many people are waiting to connect with you. So
let's do it.
So Janet, let's do this. What do you say?
Let's do it.
Okay. So you need callers when I come to you. You need their name and a brief question, or what's the best way to do this, Janet?
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, a question. I don't want a story, please. Just a brief question. Yeah.
Do you need their location?
No. I'll tune in. I'll anchor quickly when I hear their voice.
Okay, here we go. Going to our first caller, and again, if you want to be considered for this, press *2 to raise your hand. Okay, I am going to area code 931. 931.
Hello.
Hi, welcome.
Oh, thank you so much. I love you, Carrie, so much. I listen to your radio show all the time. I'm so grateful for all you do and who you are. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Janet, thank you, too, for what you do. I'm just real familiar with Carrie. I'm having physical things that really can't seem to be explained by Western medicine, or at least, no, I haven't really pushed it because that's not my go-to for health anyway, but I just wondered if you had any help for me for what's going on in my body.
Yeah, and what's your name?
Michelle. I'm sorry.
Michelle. Yeah, Michelle, please, Spirit says for me to tell you that you never have to say you're sorry ever again.
Okay.
And just breathe and receive that. Tell me one of your major physical concerns you would love to shift.
Fatigue. It just seems to come out of nowhere.
Yeah. So you're the perfect person for my program.
How perfect.
So that we could really help you so many ways. But let's focus on the fatigue. So energetically, Michelle, one of the things is anywhere in your life that you're stopping yourself. So the energy is rising up out of your hips. You get excited about something, even though I know when you're feeling fatigued, you don't necessarily have a lot of that energy, but you get an idea, something. It starts to rise through your solar plexus. You're not Your solar plexus right now is not super strong, so you're not feeling super courageous. Comes up to your heart, little streams coming up, and then when it gets time to act on it or say it, you go and shut yourself down. I'm not sure if I should proceed. I don't know, where this is going. You hear that energy? So that's what's happening. The energy starts to rise. In some moment, you get a flash, and you're about ready to go birth some exciting something, even if it's small. But then it comes up to your throat, which is where we would go to express ourselves. And you go, no, not ready, not good enough, too tired, whatever. And you then shove it back down into your gut. The amount of energy it takes for you to shut yourself down is powerful. And so this is the root energetic cause of the fatigue. Wow. You are stopping you. So that's the first thing, to be aware of that. And what they're saying is take some little tiny something. Let your higher self show you some little tiny something that you can get that little spark of passion and proceed with it. Do it, whatever it is. I don't care if it's I'll go to the craft shop and buy a few things and make something. Allow yourself to express something and don't shut yourself down, so that you start practicing working with those little bursts of passion and creativity. And then for the physical body, all black foods are going to serve you. The astragalus herb will really perk your energy up. But the much more important part of this is how you're shutting yourself down. And part of that, the very first thing you did when you didn't say your name, and then when I asked you, you said your name and apologized. That's an example of where you are making yourself small. Somehow there's stuff in there from your life's experiences, and I get ancestral and past lives too, that says, I'm really not that important. And let me tell you, you are way more important. And what you're here to bring through is super important. So I'd like you to give yourself an opportunity to receive that.
Yes. Feel it, Michelle. You're amazing. Yeah. And open up,
Love
open
and
up.
blessings to everyone.
Thank you.
Too, Michelle.
Thank you,
Thank
Michelle.
you. Janet, I think a lot of people could feel that and relate to that. The stopping ourselves or shutting down. And so it's about opening, and go, go, go.
Yeah.
And, okay, so as I want to bring up a webcast question that feels very important right now. It's from Joyce in Mount Shasta. Please help all of us who have been involved with the massive evacuations because of the wildfires and also massive fires in Northern California. Much stress here. Can you do a clearing, or what do you feel guided to do? She's an empath. Anyway, this feels important to address, Janet.
Thank you, Carrie. And that's actually what I was doing a whole lot of energy work last night about, as I heard that the fires had jumped the fire lines in that area. So I'll tell you what I was guided to do energetically, and then I want everybody to tune into it because we can all help.
Yeah.
So what I was guided to do, this was sort of a co-creation between me and another light worker, and divine beings came in and showed me, was to place a pyramid, a four-sided pyramid, over every region where there's a fire burning. A pyramid pulls the energy up and out. This is rage. This is anger energy that's out in the collective, that's in part fueling this. There's other factors. I know many things. But the pyramid energy can be used to channel that energy. See the tip of the pyramid up and beyond the clouds, the smoke, and the chemtrails, which are holding the heat down. So see the pyramid poking up and through and past all that. I was working with the galactics who said they can take that energy off planet and release some of that heat more rapidly if we can contain it in pyramids. So if everybody would like to tune into that, that's an opportunity. Anywhere you've got a little fire, a big fire, anything going on, and then see the emerald ray. Let's bring the emerald ray in to the forest and cooling. And for all of you now who also are holding angst, who are empathic, who are feeling the angst and the anger, put yourself right now inside your own pyramid. And I'm going to bring some healing rays into that pyramid to help you also release that energy out of your personal being and energy field, which is, of course, a mirror for Gaia and a mirror for the collective, and up and out of the capstone of your pyramid. And I'm asking your own personal healing team, angels, and the divine beings you might choose to work with to help you transmute that energy up and off the earth plane, and bringing in cooling, watery, the water element, and the emerald ray, saturating each and every one of our fields with this cooling, healing energy. And then if everybody would tune into the energy of hope, that the world that we desire to live in has already been created, and feel that, so that we just know it's so, and we hope for clean air, clean water, an earth in balance, and each one of us having our own energy field in balance, acknowledging and releasing our anger, because many people do not want to acknowledge that they've stuffed a little bit of that stuff in their lives. And that right there is a prevention from feeling and releasing it, and instead it explodes in road rage or outbursts or whatever. We can have our own little personal quiet releases of anger. Technology is fantastic. You know, how many of you get, you know, a little frustrated with technology now and then? It's such a gift because that little that little volcano of energy that comes up through us in our frustration is just a taste of the energy that we have suppressed. So use those moments, revel in them, feel your little volcanoes, and release it. And in so doing, we cool down the whole earth, Gaia, the fires, our communities. And I'm going to bring some more water element through. We got the blessing here in Portland last night of rain to wash the smoke out of the atmosphere. And for those areas that need, let's just say the prayer together and ask the water element for the perfect amount of rain everywhere. And that's some where it's dry and hot, drenching where we need it on fires, and for those areas like the Hawaiian Islands and the East Coast that have received so much rain, let's have the perfect amount, maybe be less. All right.
Beautiful. That felt really important. So thank you for that.
Yeah, Joyce, thank you so much for raising your hand and bringing that so we could do that work together. Bless you, my dear.
Yes, and thank you, Janet, for that. Okay, now we'll go back to a caller, and I am going to, okay, all right, I'm going to area code 949.
Is that me?
It is you. Welcome to the call.
My name is Kathy. Thank you, Carrie. Bless your heart for everything you do.
Thank you, Kathy.
I have been I've been depressed, and when you talked about the first lady who had fatigue, it just really rang a bell what you said, that stopping herself from what she wants to do, all that energy is causing the fatigue.
Yeah. Hi, Kathy. Thank you. Yeah. What is depression? Depression is a lack of expression.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's so simple. The way you said
That's so brilliant, Janet. I love it.
I'll have to give credit for that one when that came into my awareness from the luminary Panache Desai. That's where I first heard that, and I was depressed at the time. It was exactly what I needed.
And it was that light bulb moment for you too.
It was like,
yes, that's it.
Well,
okay.
I mean, my issue is like, go back to work in the world that is hell that I don't want to do, or write a book that's banging on the back of my brain, you know.
So, Kathy, are you willing to acknowledge, to allow yourself that there may be multiple ways to feel wondrous and joyful in your body? And you've painted yourself into a corner saying, I either have to go to work and that's going to be hell and I don't want that. Or I'm going to write my book, which will feel awesome, and I'll be broke. So,
both options suck.
Yeah. All right. So, Kathy, are you willing to let go of that construct you built for yourself, which is you have literally painted yourself into a really tiny corner? And how about there's way more possibilities that are wondrous than that? Are you willing to receive that opening?
Yes. Oh,
all right.
My God.
Okay. So, Kathy, your guides just want me to give it to you straight. Start imagining that you have a job that you love. Some portion of the time, novel thought. I love that you're laughing because look at the light we brought into your situation. Sometimes we're so funny. We're so funny. We really can get into it really has to be hard, ain't it awful, So if you would allow yourself to be the powerful creator that you are and start to imagine that you do have the perfect job, that is, you just wake up in the morning and go, oh my gosh, I'm so lucky to have this job. I get to go help people and use these skills that I have, and I receive, and I've got prosperity flowing in, and I also have time left in my day and my week to carve out for my sacred communion with the download that I'm being asked to bring through. And so I have doesn't matter how long it is, hours, a whole day, 3 days, and that you're also allowing that download that you've got to express through you. Mm-hmm. So we really are that powerful a creator. So it's like, well, if what you had been imagining is not so cool, what would you like to create instead? So that's what Spirit's saying, is just spend some time, sweetheart, get quiet and imagine and know that you have already created it. That's how I got it, because I read it from your field. I don't make this stuff up. So you have already created that in another timeline. How you bring it to you now is just get excited about it and know what it feels like and feel that both are happening. So you have a flow, you have a job you really do enjoy, and it's giving you the lightness and ease and freedom, and you have the time, and you're starting to bring forward that download you got, expressing that on paper, through your arm, through your pen. And they do say they would like you writing, not typing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Write it. Yeah. No, that's okay. You're writing for... Aren't we funny?
You crack me up, Kathy.
So just remember that your messy writing, you can read it, right? So you will download, you'll get into automatic writing mode. Muscles will just work faster to just express in writing, handwriting. And then later, some other moment when you're, don't feel like bringing anything through, then type that up. or put it on your computer into a word processor, whatever you want to do. But separate it, because as you type it, you're also going to get even more. And then you'll add, you know, a little colorful story or something else that maybe an image will come through. But in the writing, you might also then scribble an image that comes to you, even if it's just stick figures, because I just heard you say, and I can't draw either. So just scribble a little image or a reminder of a story or something. Get that into your, like, just a notebook. Mm-hmm. And then get it onto the computer. You don't need the Uranus energies, and the EMF off the computer is going to slow down your download. So that's why you need to be just with a notebook, away from electronics, maybe out in nature, sitting in a park, whatever. That's where you can be doing feet on the ground too, by the way, bare feet on the ground, where you can be doing more of your writing.
Pure expression.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, Kathy,
That's
you can
so
definitely be
wonderful.
excited. I feel that in you.
I'm excited, yes. But you're so right about so much, like feeling trapped. I felt like I was facing the corner and couldn't turn around.
You were.
And,
not anymore.
Yeah. No. And I feel like something in the top of my head popped, like you got the crown chakra went ding.
Woo. Good. You let yourself do that. At the moment you said, I'm going to drop this constricting place I've put myself. Mm-hmm. So for everyone listening, that brilliant little download happens so fast when we simply ask ourselves the question, if I'm creating something that's making me miserable, what would I like to create instead that would be fun and light and would give me great joy? And move to that energy and just simply no longer just release whatever you were worried about.
Yes. You're no longer in what it felt like when you described it at the beginning, like this consciousness. I used to describe it as a consciousness shack. And then it's like you've expanded and there's this consciousness mansion where there are infinite possibilities for you. And that's where you stay in that state of expression and excitement and enthusiasm. And remember what she first said, Kathy, about depression is a lack of expression. So this is all about expansion and expression and opening up. And I hope that you stay there because you have a lot to share.
Oh, thank you so much, Carrie. Thank you so much, Janet. Oh, my God. This is just so... just so much happened in such a short period of time, and these few moments is just blowing me away. I'm so grateful. You tuned in. You got everything so right, and I know you're not making this up as you go because you just hit the nail on the head so much. It's crazy.
Thank you, Kathy. And I'm sure your little revelation just shifted the energy and the call for all those people who will resonate with your situation. So what you shared and the work you did here, too, was a gift to all. So please acknowledge yourself as well.
Yes.
Thank you.
We celebrate you. We celebrate you. All right. Please take care of yourself and have fun with this expression of yours, okay?
Yes. Fun. Happy.
Yes.
All right. Take care, Kathy.
Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. Okay. That was awesome. I think a lot of people could... these calls and the ones that we choose, they're kind of divinely designed and chosen because they really can benefit so many that are listening. Don't you agree, Janet?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes. Okay, I'm going to go to another one. Where am I going? Okay, I'm going to go here. Area code 540. 540. Is that right? No, 919 I opened up. I'm sorry. 919. Hi. Welcome.
This is Lara. I was getting ready to hear a caller, and here I am.
And it was you. Well, it was supposed to be you then. So welcome to the call.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, I so resonate with already the first two callers. It's amazing. I guess I will ask Janet. I feel this thing at the base of my spine, as if I were having back labor, and I'm like, it asks, it begs for my hand to go there.
Perfect. That's good. That's enough. And I didn't hear your name really clearly.
It's Lara.
Lara?
Like Laura, Spanish. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Lara. Okay. Trust yourself. Put your hand back there on the back of your spine that's begging for your attention.
Yes.
And let's have a quick chat with the energy. So, and also trust yourself that you will hear the answer. In my presence, people are much better able to hear because they tune to my gifts and then they bring them into their own beingness. So we're going to talk with your energy. So is that energy yours, Lara, or does that energy belong to someone else?
Someone else.
All right, perfect. And I'm going to ask you now to just see, sense, or feel, who does that energy belong to? Just get quiet, soften your gaze, like you make your eyes blurry while you just allow.
What I'm getting sounds very strange. It belongs to the earth.
Okay. Oh, that's fascinating. Okay. So beautiful. All right. I got it. So this is both your ancestors. This is from female ancestors who did, in fact, have very difficult childbearing situations, back labor. But this is also, as you so beautifully tuned into, giving me just like goosebumps raging up my body, that the earth is having back labor trying to birth the new earth. Okay, just breathe and thank you. Oh my gosh, what a brilliant insight. And I'm so glad that you said, well, this sounds strange, but you gave yourself permission to say it anyway. I'm so grateful because that was such a powerful download we were to receive. So let's bring in, I'm going to ask you to put a fire in front of you, a sacred fire of transmutation, and see it as violet. And see it as violet. And I'd like to ask you to assemble your ancestors, your female ancestors up both sides of your line, mother's line and father's line, all the women, the beautiful women in your ancestral line. They're telling me 66 generations back. And so see a huge crowd of ancestors, row after row, huge crowd of ancestors behind you. And take a breath behind the fire. I'm sorry, not behind you, behind the fire. You're here, fire in front. And now we're going to bring also the energy of our beautiful Gaia forward. And now we're going to have a party. And we're going to throw into that fire and release into that fire all of the challenges, the grief, the sadness, the not feeling supported of our female ancestors, of ourselves, and our blessed Gaia, who has not also felt supported by all of her inhabitants. So everyone participating on the call can do this as well, but just allow, see, sense, feel, Lara, energy just flowing out of your body, out of your energy fields, out of your emotional body, flowing through that fire of violet flame transmutation. And just see it rising up. And I'm shown a flock of doves, and they're just helping escort that energy above the fire up into the heavens and up and off the earth plane. And you just keep allowing your energy that is about all of this, to flow out of you, through the fire, up with the doves, up and off the earth plane. And now your ancestors want to get involved. You are releasing their stuff as well as any of this that resonates with you, your sadness about not having felt supported in this lifetime or any other timeline. And let's face it, ladies and gentlemen, we've all been women somewhere along the line in our lifetimes, whether it's now or past timelines. And the feminine was suppressed. The feminine wasn't nurtured. The feminine had all kinds of challenges. Men did too, of course. But right now we're working on the release of the pain and the wounds of the divine feminine, including her desire to give birth to a beautiful baby, to a beautiful new earth, to the beautiful creations that you all want to bring forth and birth into the world, your books, your art, your healing gifts, your sacred song, your personal expression of love to your family, whatever it is that you're desiring to bring birth, unload into that fire now any and all of the energies of sadness, not feeling supported, wounding, or grief that are the heavy energies that once they lift, our ability to sing our song, allow our pen to write on the paper and bring our books through, it all just flows so much more easily. And we can all nurture each other because we feel nurtured. And when we feel nurtured, we can also then nurture the earth. And everyone else will feel that beautiful energy and feel more inclined to revere and respect themselves, other people in their lives, and the earth. And this birthing process, we all recognize, has not been easy. It's been challenging. So let's bring in the energy of compassion for ourselves, for the earth, and for all of our family members and friends who we see also going through stuff. Just keep breathing, Lara. Keep releasing as we create this huge and beautiful field in the call here for all of us. Take a nice deep breath. We brought in that compassion, and now I'm going to bring in a big healthy dose of mother's love. So allow your crown to open and allow yourself to just sit and get drenched and receive a beautiful infusion of mother's love with Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, Kuan Yin. And let us all open and soften and drink up this beautiful energy, filling all the spaces where we just released anything heavy or dense or sad in our hearts. And instead, filling ourselves with this loving support. Okay, another 2 deep breaths, Lara. Take a nice deep breath in through your mouth. And on the out breath, just release anything else that you have ready to throw into the fire. Just sigh it out. Oh, let yourself make some noise. It's incredibly calming and soothing for our physical bodies to hear our voice. Everyone on the call, allow yourself to take a nice deep breath in through your mouth. And on the out breath, let's make some noise. Big, noisy sigh. Oh. Yeah, and often when we do that, then comes the beautiful energy of the laugh after, because we just gave ourselves permission to let go. And that lightens us up. And it's kind of funny to hear the sound of our voice because it is very light. It's beautiful. Okay,
Lara, how was that? How do you feel?
How are you feeling?
Wow. Very powerful. I don't have words, really. I am. Yes.
Beautiful. Well, you were intended to be the one because I said another number and then I opened your line up. So this was beautiful for all of us. So thank you, Lara.
Thank you, Janet. Thank you, Carrie. That was,
That was so important for all of us, and birthing through so much new energy. And for you, one thing that Janet said that I really felt strongly for you is birthing through this sacred song that really felt significant for you, and whatever that means to you. I mean, there was so much that Janet said that I hope you'll listen again and really benefit from all of that.
Thank you. Yes, thanks for saying that. I really resonate with that.
Okay. Well, we wish you all the best, my dear, and send you lots of love, okay?
Thank you.
Okay, bye, sweetheart.
Back to you.
Oh, Janet. Oh, my goodness. We have a lot to do. In a great way, but I glanced in the webcast, and of course we have, I want to say 100 or more questions in there, but what I did notice in there, Janet, there's probably quite a few that had to do with vision, people having trouble with their vision. And so maybe you can address that, because it seems like that's a common theme with some people right now, having some challenges with their vision. What can you say about that?
Sure, two things. First off, our purpose on the earth is to be happy. And when we're embodying happiness, we're raising the frequency, and then the frequency beyond that, joy. So for all those of you who are going, I don't know, the very first thing to do is allow yourself to be happy every day, because it raises your frequency. The higher our frequency goes, then the more easily we can hear our spirit. So that's the first most important thing. And if that means, as I did when I was feeling some chronic fatigue and depression, I simply tuned to YouTube, found Pharrell Williams' official video for Happy,
and I
played it 5 times in a row until I felt ecstatically happy. And the first time it's sort of like, I don't feel that good, but it lifts your frequency. And the second time, and then the third time, and I would just be doing the dishes, doing the dishes, but I get my butt moving and my groove going, and, and I put my iPhone somewhere where I could see a little bit of it, and I was rocking with the dishes. Which, by the way, then you have your hands in the water, which is a great way to tune into your intuition.
Wow.
So number one, that's it. And then secondly, I would ask everyone to, if this relates to you, ask your spirit to bring people into your path that you are to help for a very few minutes, and have them show up at a bus stop, in your workplace, in the grocery store, and have them show up and for you to help them in some way.
Janet, what did you think I asked you?
About vision and purpose?
Yeah, I think it was eye vision is what I was referring to. People have blurry vision. Now I was thinking, well, this is all great, but I think you may have misheard me. But
Okay. Well, now I know why Spirit took me there, because our eyes and our vision has a lot to do. If we have blurry, literal, physical vision, it's a mirror for not having a vision for our life.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll give you that. Partially also, people should know every part of our body is breaking down and becoming new, because at these higher frequencies, we're not just going to see what we've been seeing. We're going to see higher frequencies. We're going to see auras. We're going to see energy. So we need a whole new set of eyes. So in the interim, everyone should just relax. Your eyes are not falling apart. You're not losing your vision. You're transforming your eyes and your vision and your eyesight so that you can start seeing the world in a whole new way. So everyone take a breath and receive that. Some practical things I'll give you all. Take Shazandra berry. I invite you. These are only invitations, but suggestions which will support your eyes. Astaxanthin, if you choose animal products, eat salmon, shrimp, pink flesh things, or pink marine algae for those preferring a vegan choice that's full of astaxanthin. Zinc-rich foods, pumpkin seeds, sesame seeds, black foods, and just be patient. Your eyes are remaking themselves. So use the resurrection decree. I am the resurrection and the life of my perfect vision.
Oh, I love that. Repeat that, please, for those who may not have heard that.
Yeah. I am the resurrection and the life of my perfect vision.
I love that.
And that came in at about 5 different frequencies. So it related to, of course, our little physical eyes being able to see well. And it also is creating the resurrection and the life of what you wish to see in the world, your perfect vision. And then your offerings of you, gifts of service. So Spirit did allow me to mishear you because it wanted me to bring through the how do we get on purpose. Ask Spirit to show you how to get on purpose, how you are already on purpose. And just by asking people to show up who will need some kind of help, which you can help, and then please all start noticing what's happening, because these people are coming to you for your God-given gifts. Telling a little joke, giving someone some compassion, sharing something you know. And when these people keep showing up and you're going, oh, I feel so grateful I got to be of service, that expands. And now you'll realize, oh, I'm actually supposed to be on service, on purpose, and in service in that way.
And
that's
beautiful.
And that's how many people could say, well, I'm not getting it. I'm asking for what I'm supposed to do, how I'm supposed to be of service. Simply ask people to show up who you can help in some way. Just let it happen, little tiny moments, and then start noticing what Spirit's having you say to them or do for them, because that is a key part of your service work.
I think that is wonderful. Every bit of that. Okay. So Janet, what I'd love to do now, I want to talk about your programs, and then we'll be doing, you're going to be doing a clearing that's going to help people who are still feeling that their energy is being depleted. So we're going to do that afterwards, and we may take another caller or two. But for those of you who want to follow along, go to straighttalkforthesoul.com /marketplace, and you'll see Janet's beautiful smiling face, and she's created 2 beautiful programs for all of you. The first one is called Essential Energy Tools for the High Vibe Tribe. That is you. And so, Janet, what are the essential energy tools that are included in this offer?
Fantastic. Thank you for asking and for the opportunity to bring this through. So my clients, after I do work with them, then they would say, Janet, would you teach this, please? Would you some of all the many different things I call on so quickly, would you teach me how to do this? Because they realize that a lot of the tools I work with, they could help themselves and be more empowered. So that's what I put together here. It's 5 live audio video webinar sessions, which I will lead. I'll teach you the tools I work with. I'll teach you how to tune up your energy field, how to clear interferences. And what I discovered was there was so much work that I would do with people to get the noise out of their field, to remove interference and so forth, before we could even really do the work of what's next. Not like that wasn't work, but so this will empower you. I have never seen all of this stuff taught. I've picked up little bits and things from downloads I've received directly from Spirit, remembrances of my mastery from other timelines, from off planet, And also brilliant light workers have shared with me different tools. So now I'm going to share them with you. So in the first session, this one is called Firing Up Your Light Body and Amplify Your Aura and Clear Fear. So in this session, I'm going to teach you step by step how to work with sacred geometry, how to tune and balance your chakras in minutes, how to call in your I am presence, and how to ensure you're connecting your energy to the fifth dimensional crystalline light grid instead of plunging into the Earth's third and the old Earth, third and fourth dimensional. So this is focused on starting your day so clear, so pure, so charged up with light that you are not a walking dry sponge that runs through your day then and soaks up and sops up a lot of the stuff that's out in the field that leaves you feeling either confused, depressed, sad, whatever you tune into, angry. So that's the first session. So I teach you, and we will do it so you can feel and anchor the energies in your field. The second session will be about clearing energetic interference and establishing your sovereign space in your energy field. I'll teach you how you can clear entities, energies, implants, devices, and programs which may be siphoning your energy, and we will do the process where we will do one. So I'm going to teach you how to recognize the clues that you may be experiencing energetic interference. People often say, well, I cleared my entities. How could I possibly have some more? Because they can show up. and so, you can be clear one day, and the next day you go into the dentist and open your mouth, which is a portal, and walk out of the dentist, and within a half an hour, I felt within 10 minutes, I got, I have a hitchhiker. So by learning, that's what I like to call them. You open this back door of your car, and they jumped in and like, we're partying in Janet's body. So I'm going to teach you that these things can happen, and you need not be disempowered. It's a gift, actually, because Archangel Michael has the mission to clear the earth plane of disembodied, disincarnate entities that do not need to be here any longer. Their time is up. And so they will tend to jump on a light worker because you have the gifts to notice at some point and release them. So I'm going to give you the tools. We will clear your field, but more importantly, teach you how to do this for yourself as and when needed going forward, including your bank accounts, your homes, your cars, so not just your own field. So that's a very powerful, you'll feel so empowered with that, and you'll be able to help others. We will also help you notice where you may have some oaths, vows, beliefs, or contracts in place that keep causing things to recur. The third session is about embodying your sovereignty, lessons from a high priestess. So as your frequency goes up and you get more skillful, then we get initiated, we get opportunities, deeper challenges. And I started having some experiences I was calling Star Wars with dark forces and so forth, because I was ready to have those experiences and remember how to handle myself. And so in a situation where Star Wars stuff was happening, then I called on Archangel Michael and some of the other beings I'll teach you about, and they did not help me in the moment. They helped me by not helping me and whispered some things, or maybe it was my higher self. I don't know where I was getting the guidance, but I got some guidance, and that was what I was to learn, how to use different tools. And I was like wicked ass powerful. I amazed even myself with what came to me, because I stayed calm and I said, well, okay, what else is possible? What else am I to do here? And so then these really powerful things came in, and the sense of power and mastery in my energy field multiplied and expanded in that moment. It was like, oh, thank you to the dark being who was throwing crap at me, because it was perfect. I must have needed that experience. And so then I was able to bless the being. I did have them escorted off the universe, just so you know. But But it was a very powerful experience, and I was reminded, I came into the feeling and the knowing of past lives I've had as a Lemurian priestess, and in Greek times, I could see myself in temples. So I'm going to help you embody that energy and get some of these tools. The fourth session, we are going to reconnect with Mother God to anchor the divine feminine in form. This is going to be a very sacred session and event so that we can re-anchor the Trinity of the God energies, Father God, Mother God, and the Holy Spirit into our hearts so that we're in beautiful balance with these beautiful energies, and we'll clear anything that may be in your energy field that causes you to feel separated from, unworthy of working with the divine beings, or that God has let you down in some way, or this aversion many people feel to what the teachings of many religious practices where God is a man, and they kind of know there's more to the picture. And it is the re-anchoring of Mother God as well. Yes, there's a Father God energy, but there's also a Mother God and the Holy Spirit, and it's the Trinity that needs to be anchored for the fifth dimension. So that is the fourth session. And then the fifth session, we're going to give you some really cool stuff, including a light wand. Wouldn't everybody, did you all want your own magic? Yeah. Did you all want your own magic wand? Well,
they can bring them to this show every day.
Yeah, bring them to our lives every day.
Yeah.
So I'm actually going to give you a magic wand to work with. So I'm going to teach you about cool stuff. Magic light wand. You're going to get an attunement so that your energy field really knows. I'm going to explain to you how to work with this light wand. It's very powerful. Allow you to transmute energies in your field in the moment they're arising, just in moments, and with others. And so it's very, very powerful. I'll give you an attunement. I'll teach you how to use it. Most importantly, energetically, you will remember how to use this for the highest good. And we'll talk about light portals and some other high-powered, fun energy tools, including some of the light rays that many people may not have tuned into yet, of how to work with them. Many people, have tuned into the ones associated with the 7 chakras and the violet flame, but there are some really brilliant, deeply powerful light rays, and I'm actually even been told by Paul the Venetian, who's currently the Maha Kohen, responsible for the Kohens of all the light rays, that he'll be giving me before this session a further download of some of the information about the properties of some key light rays that he would like people, we all have an opportunity to work with that will assist us and assist our healing. So that's the cool stuff in the 5 sessions. If you can't attend live, no worries, because it's all recorded and you'll be able to listen over and over. Plus, I'll give you a copy of the PDF I'll be presenting, so the visual images. And then I have 5 MP3s in the package that go nicely hand in hand with the program content. One is called Divine Clear Field, Daily Energy Hygiene, to help you tune up your field, clear your field, spin out anything that doesn't serve you, and fill you up so that you're not just a dry sponge walking around soaking up the stuff in the collective all day. Divine Love Elixir. You got a taste of it in a download that I did here in Energy Process, where we brought in some beautiful love energies to refill our field after clearing. So this is an 8-minute MP3 to use after you've had a big release, so that you can just fill all the spaces you cleared up with love, so you don't just act like a vacuum again and suck in other stuff out there.
Right.
There's one to soothe your central nervous system if your field is empty. It restores the coating on the myelin sheath, which is what transmits light information. The myelin sheath is like the wrapping around each of our nerve fibers. So I recoat that with you, and it's just cooling and wonderful. And there's a 20-minute ancestral energy release, which you can use over and over, because you can get to the next deeper layer and the next deeper layer. And then finally, opalescent light bath, which is bringing through an energy which is actually a portal to the 8th dimension. And I will be also, when I'm teaching about it, helping you understand more about what you can do with opalescent light. So that's the A-level package, which is 5 live classes, never before taught, first time coming through. Some of it will be the first time shared on the planet, because I'll be bringing it forward, and 5 MP3s, and that's $127. And then if you would like to add a private session with me, I offer 40-minute sessions as part of the package, and it's not uncommon that they go a little longer as Spirit guides me, and that will be $197 for the
wow.
program plus a session.
What a beautiful program. I'm feeling guided to participate myself.
Yay! Love to have you.
Yeah, it is really resonating. I mean, there's a lot that you are going to be presenting that my guidance is saying, like you said, has not been shared before. So a lot of beautiful stuff here. Yay, Janet, good creation. I'm excited about this. That sounds wonderful. So thank you for creating it, first of all, and for sharing about that. And at this point, Janet, I know that you wanted to do a clearing for people who feel depleted. Does this feel like a good time to go into that?
Yes, and it doesn't take long at all. So if everyone would just get quiet, and I'll just give you a little background first, and that is that in other timelines, we may have chosen in conversation with some other being because it felt like the right thing to do at the time. You know, that feeling Monday morning when we I thought it was a good idea at the time. Mm-hmm. But at the time, someone may have approached you, a being may have approached you and said, you're such a juicy, high vibe person. Would you like to agree to contribute some of your beautiful energy for the betterment of the world? And you thought that sounded like a great idea and pretty awesome. What happened in that time, and it's typically not this lifetime, it's typically from some other lifetime, is that you contracted for a siphon to be installed into your kidneys. So that you're doing the work, you're bringing the beautiful light in through your crown, you're meditating, and some of it is going out the back of you, like through 2 straws through your kidneys from this earlier contract. And you didn't do anything wrong at the time. You did agree to it with the level of discernment you had at the time. But now I would, and this is why many people are feeling depleted. They're going, I don't get it. I do all this work. I eat the brilliant food, whatever. The further ahead I go, I feel like the further behind I get. And
how common is this?
Very, very. Or Spirit wouldn't have asked me to bring this through. So it's as simple as deinstalling a program, a bit of code, like a virus in your matrices. So if any of you listening, all of you listening, if any of you would like to receive this, if you happen, you don't even need to know the answer, if you happen to have this program installed, there are 2 or 3 of them, and I'm going to ask that whichever of the 2 or 3 of them you might have, that each of you will have 1 cleared, so that some portion of this contribution that you made. So if you would like to receive this, just say yes. And just along with me just now, revoke, declare null and void any and all agreements, contracts, vows, oaths, or belief systems you made about this in some other time frame, that you're now exercising your sovereignty and revoking that agreement. And so it is done. And now I'm going to call forward Master Archangel Seville, who pointed out to me 3 years ago that I had such a program running in my matrix. So if everyone just liked to breathe, this will just be instantaneous. So you can tune in. If you're sensitive, you may notice some energy moving in the back of your back about where your kidneys are, because that's where the program runs. And our kidneys is where we store our Jing energy, our life force. And if you're feeling depleted, typically it's your Jing energy, which is not sufficient. And so this program can possibly be a part of the picture. So everyone just breathe.
They're no longer that won't be siphoning out.
Correct. And in the program, we will do some more of these and talk about some more of the different scenarios that could have occurred under which you might have formed such a contract. There are more than one program, but today, for each person, we're going to ensure that at least one of these programs, if you have this program running in your field, will be deinstalled. So
that is wonderful. Let me clarify before you go further. Are these galactics that are not as benevolent as others who form these agreements and contracts between lives, or is it a variety of scenarios?
A variety of scenarios, but the one that we're focusing on here today is, everyone listening, there have been times in even this life where someone brought you a proposal and it sounded good and you agreed to it, you made the purchase or something, and it didn't turn out to be all that it was cracked up to be. But you did the best you could at the time with your ability to discern energetically whether this thing was in the highest and best good. And sometimes we purchase something that we thought would be wonderful, and then we realize it was a little bit of a scam, or it was promising more than it truly delivered. And it was important for us to learn to discern. And so that's a very powerful and noble and important lesson for us in our soul's journey, to learn to discern. And so this has served its purpose. But the beings typically were masquerading, like they had a beautiful mask on and they looked like great beings of light. And their story sounded good. You wanted to be able to contribute and help others. And it sounded like a good plan. But in truth, the best way for us to support others is to ask for universal energies to be provided to others. We don't have to use our own energy. And so it's just one of those learning experiences, but because it happened in a different timeline, we're still running the program. And this was common for light workers. I kept seeing this. After I got mine cleared, I would show up time and time again in my clients, because lots of us did this. So
yes,
this beautiful vehicle is an opportunity to get this clearing for many. Anyone who listens to this replay will get this beautiful clearing. So everyone, that was moving a lot of energy, and it was also bringing us into a higher frequency of awareness about, we don't really do things wrong or right. We do the best we can in the moment with what we know at the moment. So if everyone would also bring forward forgiveness for yourself for all the times, I keep hearing the words, I got taken. So release the energy of I got taken, bring in forgiveness for yourself, and know that you did the best you could at the time. It served its purpose. It was important. And at some point you realize with different eyes that you might not choose that again. All right, take a nice deep breath. Okay, and so it's done. So everyone, now you may notice that whatever you were doing with beautiful food and meditation, that you're going to feel your energy start to increase and your stamina build up again.
What a gift. I feel a lot of people are relating to this, is my well, and it helps relieve people from some of that exhaustion that they've been feeling. And you're right, I have heard of this quite a bit over the last few years, and I think it is quite common with this community. So what a gift that was. So people can go back and listen to that again. Like you said, it was relatively quick, and that's all it takes, huh?
Yeah, the actual deinstall of the program happened in nanoseconds, but they wanted me to provide an energetic container and also clear the, how stupid was I, and I got taken, and those kind of energies that people were running about this and other experiences in your lives where you did the best you could at the time, made some agreement, bought something, and then later felt like it wasn't a fit, and then had some remorse or regret.
Right. Very, very purposeful. I feel like this call, Janet, has been really beneficial for a lot of people. How are you feeling at this point, Janet? Is it time to wrap up, or are you feeling guided to take any more callers? What do you feel?
I'm more than happy I know you usually would keep your calls to close about now, but I'm more than happy to continue. And if you're so guided, we can spend another couple minutes, take another couple callers.
Yeah, I'm feeling
and
that.
Also, just to remind people, because I didn't say it, in each of the live programs, at the end of me presenting, there will be time for people to stick up their hands, and I'll do individual work. Unrelated, whether it is or is not related to the course material of the session, it's a free-for-all for help.
Yeah, thank you for mentioning that, because that is a beautiful program. And so I hope those of you who have been resonating with the call today will join us there, because I'm feeling guided to be there too. So, okay. Yeah. And I am feeling guided to take a couple more callers just because we've had so many hands up, Janet. So
sure.
Let's help a couple more people. And because when we're helping one, we're helping us all, so, okay. Okay. Caller, I am going to area code 530530.
Is that me?
It is you. Welcome.
Oh, thank you for taking my call. My name is
welcome.
Mary. Hi, Janet. Carrie, thank you for all you do. And Janet, you are just amazing. I'm definitely buying the package.
Oh, thank you. You said I'm still clear in my throat.
What is your name again?
It's Mary.
Mary,
you, Mary.
Okay.
Okay, what's going on, Mary? How can I help you?
I've got constant pain in parts of my body, and I was just calling to see if you could kind of run a scan and see what's going on.
Have you had chicken pox, Mary?
Yeah. Yes.
Ever experienced shingles or mononucleosis?
No.
Okay. I'm getting that you have Epstein-Barr virus in your body. And so no panic, because having the awareness of that then means you can heal yourself. And
Great.
it's not hard. So, but don't we love it when life is easy? So have you heard of the medical medium Anthony Williams?
No.
All right. He's written a book called The Medical Medium. And in it, he talks about in chapter 3, he talks about Epstein-Barr virus, chronic fatigue, and this I hurt everywhere, which is sometimes given the label of fibromyalgia, which is just a fancy label to say I hurt everywhere, and we don't understand why. So Epstein-Barr virus is, if you've had chicken pox, you may very well have the virus, and that's what I picked up immediately with you, that it's still in your body. Your body didn't have the wherewithal, the brilliant immune system necessary to see it out of the house. And so it's laid there dormant, but now it has manifested in the I hurt everywhere symptom. So if you buy his book, and he's got a whole protocol of what to eat that will give your body, let food be thy medicine, let medicine be thy food, will give you the foods and the herbs that tackle this virus and usher it out of your body so that you can finally heal completely and totally. In addition to his protocol, I would suggest for you to take L-lysine plus, which is a powerful antiviral, which will help, and Schisandra berry, the 2 medicinal mushrooms, which you can get in capsule form or a powder to add to soups or smoothies, reishi, R-E-I-S-H-I, and chaga, C-H-A-G-A, the 2 most potent, most powerful medicinal mushrooms to work with for, like general everything. And so buy his book, get on it, just start doing everything he says in there, avoid the foods he says, eat all the foods and herbs he suggested, and it will involve also doing some heavy metal detox. Even if you've done some before, do some more.
Okay.
And he talks about an extremely effective protocol and explains the foods and the nutrients you work with and what they will do for you. And in 2 to 3 months, you can be feeling brilliant. Also, get in a hot tub or get in a sauna, infrared or just a basic regular sauna, a couple times a week, because when we heat our bodies up, it kills off a virus. That's what our bodies do when we have a fever, is it raises our body temperature to the point that it rapidly kills off, bacteria or virus, but virus are particularly heat sensitive. And so if you can get in a hot tub and soak at like 104 degrees, use your judgment, about your own heart condition and blood pressure and so forth, if that feels right. But if you can heat yourself up, you will kill the virus off more rapidly.
Wow,
Very
wonderful.
interesting.
Yeah, wonderful recommendations. Well, there you go, Mary. I hope that was helpful.
That was my next question, the food and, the nutrients I need, and I'm just feeling like there's just so much depletion. And this call, I know has just hit the nail on the head for so many people, but gosh, I didn't expect that. But yeah, my mom's got, not Epstein-Barr, but fibromyalgia. And I play tennis twice a week, and I can barely move the rest of the day. And it's just like, really?
Yeah. All
right.
that can come back. So just get on it. And also the food protocol that he recommends is so nutrient dense that you get healthy in a whole bunch of other ways also. So what's not to love? So,
okay.
Yeah.
One question about the medical the mushrooms. You've got it's a chaga, and what was the other one before that?
Reishi. R-E-I-S-H-I.
Okay, great. Lysine plus. Okay, thank you. I will just run right over and I'll call Amazon.
Yeah, do it. Yeah, do it.
Okay, Mary, thank you, and hopefully you'll join us in the program too, if you feel called to do that. So, blessings to you and your radiant health moving forward, my dear.
You too. Thank you, girls. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Mary.
Bye. Okay, that was great. Okay, I'm going to take one more. Where was I going here? Okay, here's where I'm going. Area code 541. 541.
Yeah, hi. Yeah, I have a lot of pain in my right hip area, and I was wondering if you can help me with that.
Yes. What's your name? What is your name?
Corinne.
Colleen?
Okay.
Corinne.
Karen? Like Karen?
No, Corinne.
Corinne.
Corinne. I've got it now. Okay, thank you, Corinne. All right. So, let's get at the energy first. So take one hand, please, and put it on your right hip where the discomfort is.
Okay.
And let's talk to the energy. So is that energy yours, or does it belong to someone else?
Do what?
So I'm going to give you this question, and you talk to your energy. You ask the question and tell me what you hear. Is the energy there in your right hip that's presenting, is trying to get your attention with pain, is it yours, or does it belong to someone else?
I think it's mine.
All right. Now, it's a past life. So I'm tuning in. I'm seeing a life, Corinne, where you were a male, you were at war, and you were in the battlefield. It's feeling like it might have been a First World War. Could be earlier. It looks like a couple, actually. Now they're showing me a few lives as a male where you were in battle, and you got your leg blown off with a shell or a mortar or something, and it was amputated. That right leg was amputated just below the hip. So I'm going to do some energy work right now. Does that feel like a possibility when I say that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right. So just relax and receive, and we're going to release from your body the trauma that your body has stored about that.
Oh, thank
the
you.
actual physical trauma to your physical body, but I'd also like you to bring in the energy of forgiveness for yourself, because I'm sensing in your field some, oh dear, I participated in that war thing. I so don't resonate with that. But in other lifetimes you did, partly to get to this moment so that you could acknowledge that there were very good reasons why men went to war. At least they thought so at the time. And when we get into the energy of I was doing the best I could at the time, and it made sense at the time, and so I went. I got the urge, I went to the draft office, or the king sent his people around, and I said, yes, I'll go. So we'll just release any judgment you or anyone else is holding about our participation in war in other lifetimes or this lifetime. So just keep breathing, and we're releasing the body's cellular memory and energetic memory of these events. And I'm going to do a little work to move the energy so that your energy can flow all the way down your torso past the place where the aura got affected and on down your legs. So this is doing a little bit of work right now. What I'm sensing is that it would be an area for you to do some more work on. And in the package, I do have, in the first session, we're going to work on filling the aura and repairing the aura from such things where we did have traumas. And not only did our body store some cellular memory, but our aura gets crushed. And we're going to work on it. It takes more time than we can just do here to bring it back out, fill it back out, soften it up, and restore our aura and its memory completely. But I'm doing what I can do right now, and I'm going to bring some gold energy into the portion of your aura that is most impacted, so you can listen to the replay again and receive. I'm sensing heat and energy moving in your hip. Are you feeling that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've got some of the energy moving. It may not be the whole story by any means. And I'm sensing, do you eat wheat or sugar or dairy or animal products?
Yeah.
Corinne? So all those things are inflammatory and are contributing to the level of inflammation in your body and your pain thresholds. So to the extent that you can release those food choices and eat less or none of those foods and choose more of an anti-inflammatory diet, which you can look up on the web. Just do a search, what is an anti-inflammatory diet, and choose those things instead of the foods that are the most highly inflammatory. Your healing will continue.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Corinne, how are you feeling?
Yeah, it's better. It's better. Thank you.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, Corinne. Well, continued blessings to you, okay?
Yeah, thank you.
You're very, very welcome. Okay, please take care.
Thank you for your call.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it's interesting how it was a good point to bring up, that stored trauma that can happen from these lifetimes that we're not even aware of.
Yeah.
And so we can go so much further with that, and it's like, I feel like we have done so much, and based on the feedback that I'm seeing here in the webcast, Janet, this call has been tremendously helpful for our listeners today. So thank you for you. Gosh, what a gift you are.
Thank you.
I'm grateful.
And I'm just sitting here feeling such gratitude and my heart wide open. So glad my spirit woke me up.
That's what I was just thinking about you. I was like, oh, yay, good for you, because your work is tremendous, Janet, and the way that you're very direct in your approach, and it's just you get right in there and are a tremendous help. So I hope that those who have been with us and they feel called to take this further will do so, because you've created a tremendous program that I'm excited to experience as well, which, that's fun. So
thank you.
Yeah. Well, Janet, do you have anything else that you'd like to share or say or express with our audience before we say goodbye?
I'm just honored to be here and in the company of this, the energetic field created today, and those contributing also will listen to the replay. Your hearts are golden. They're just so beautiful. Your energy is amazing. And I'm honored to be in your presence, to support you in the way that we've been able to now. I would love to work with as many of you feel called to come and play with us and build the field and learn more and empower yourself even more with these tools so that you can feel more of your mastery. This is how we create this heaven on earth, is for each of us to hold more of our I am presence and bring it forward and not be afraid to express ourselves. Yes.
And I'm so grateful you highlighted that, because that was just coming to mind. Something that you said earlier that a lot of people feel, and it's very normal to have these waves of depression. And people can feel in this community like they're doing something wrong, or they feel so bad or guilty that they're feeling that way, but it's okay. Like you said, it's a lack of expression. And in your program and moving forward, it's really about supporting people with that expression so that there is expansion and opening rather than a shutting down or a stopping or a halting of their energy flow. So I hope everybody wants to come and play more and experience just, all of the radiance and the brilliance that you bring through. So, Janet, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I enjoyed it. It was so much fun.
Okay, thanks to Janet, and thanks to each and every one of you for the tremendous gift of your light, your presence, your love, and your time today. If you have joined us by computer, please send us your comments and your feedback from the show in the webcast comment box, because we want to hear from you. It means a lot to us that you share your experience. And please listen again. A lot here. Each time you listen, you'll receive more insights, more layers, more healing, just whatever you're intended to receive. You'll hear something new each time. So I'm sending waves and waves of love and light and gratitude directly from my heart to yours. May you feel it, receive it, offer it to those you encounter today or tonight, wherever you are in the world. And then please consider gifting yourself with the opportunity to take these insights and healing energies further with Janet's beautiful programs in her offer. You'll find that in your replay email later and our marketplace, at straighttalkforthesoul.com. And join us in our Facebook group, please. We would love to have you there. And until next time, please give yourself full permission to shine instead of shrink, express instead of suppress, and own that amazing, powerful glow of yours. I'll see you back here in this playground of light again tomorrow. Bye, everybody.